Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, we're back on the Apostl Johnson Suleman and the Nigerian witches narrative. A quick response from the preacher man. He has responded. Guys, I bring you this. Apostle Suleman responds to Leo Igwe, director of witches advocacy group, who challenged him to heal a C19 patient and get $1,000 reward. So that's the headline now, a bit long-winded. Again, Apostle Suleman responds to Leo Igwe, director of Witches Advocacy Group, who challenged him to heal a C19 patient and get $1,000 reward. So now let's now see what the preacher man has to say in response. Apostle Johnson Suleman has responded after Leo Igwe, the Director of Advocacy for Alleged Witches, AFAW, challenged him to treat just one C19 patient or HIV patient and get a reward of $1,000. Igwe, who holds a doctoral degree in religious studies from the University of Beirut, wrote in an open letter to Suleman, "I am challenging the founder of Omega Ministries, Apostle Suleman, to demonstrate his so-called gift of healing under agreed medical and scientific conditions. I ask Suleman to heal a person with a confirmed case of C19 and get $1,000. This challenge has become necessary because Apostle Suleman has in a recent video urged the government of Nigeria to allow him and other pastors with the gift of healing into the isolation centers so that they could pray and heal those who have been infected by the virus." Apostle Suleman took to Twitter to respond to Leo Igwe's challenge. He wrote, "A certain Leo Igwe says I should heal C19 and get $1,000. I will send you details of those already healed so you can investigate. I am not a healer, God is. To mention $1,000 shows you are broke and poor. Keep it, you need the money than me. Normally I won't reply critics, but the website he uses has been constantly writing against me for 3 years non-stop, all kinds of stories. Also, I feel so ashamed to see some Christians joining the world to attack itself. Not in my time. Jesus Christ called Herod a fox. Luke 13:32. He still carries on. A pastor speaks for the oppressed and gets arrested. You are silent. He feeds the hungry. You are silent. He employs hundreds of jobless folks. You are silent, yet you claim to be a Christian. He replies critics, and you are quick to say he should behave like a man of God. Hypocrites." And they are still not stopped. It still carries on. "For those who say Christ never replied critics, you don't know scripture. Matthew 12:24-27, Luke 13:31-32. He replied when necessary, I am not of the stock of pastors that keep quiet when you attack pastors. You ridicule and expect us to be quiet. Some silence means consent." So this is Suleman again. He carries on still. Suleman added, Proverbs 26:5 says, "Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit." According to Proverbs 26:5, we are not replying critics, we are correcting fools. So this is now Suleman. Of course, I knew he was going to run away, and run away he has. So now the challenge is very simple. If you are saying that you have already cured some people and they should go and investigate, there's no need to go and investigate. Absolutely no need. Every single day there are countless cases being recorded in the whole span of Nigeria. So the people that you have healed are not the only people deserving of healing. So now that this challenge has now been put to you, you go and now heal somebody that is medically confirmed to have this virus. So you then, through your prayer, say that this person now that is in this center that has been identified and verified, I am now going to, through the power of that gift that you claim you have, going to heal him. So you do that. So that is where the challenge is. But then of course I knew he would run away and hide, and run away and hide he has mixed responses to Suleiman's position. Let's just go through some of them. Emmanuel Kachi, we're going to, I think we've come across this name before. Suleman is super rich. He can afford that money times 5. Nice one, mentor. So, of course, Suleiman is super rich. And the $1,000, by the way, I think a lot of people are getting too hung up on the $1,000 that this guy is putting forward as reward if Suleman is able to take up this challenge and prove himself. That $1,000 is just a nominal thing. It's an irrelevance to the debate, to the topic, to the subject matter at hand. The subject matter at hand is this supposed gift that these people, these pastorpreneurs, have been going around claiming that they have, putting their hands on people and claiming all sorts of credit that is happening either in the course of life or through not their doing. So this now, we now have an instance now with this global pandemic where you can now prove absolutely and categorically that all these things that you are saying are true. So now this is now this opportunity, and this guy, this Leo guy, is quite right to say now we now have this situation, and we've heard this narrative from you guys from youngs, year on year on year, collecting money from people and claiming all sorts of things, magical and fantastical. So here is now an opportunity within a tested, scientific, sanitized environment for you to now manifest that you speak of. And here is now this opportunity: put up or shut up. So put up, Suleman is not putting up. Shut up, Suleman is never one to shut up, but run he can, and run he has. So this is now a man on the run that keep the $1,000. I am too rich. Nobody is not the $1,000. It is that your integrity. Now I'm using the word integrity towards Suleman. Of course, we already know that that is not in play here. This is not a man that particularly leans towards integrity or any sort of honor. This is just some chancer man, preacher man. But now his foot is now being held to the coal, and is now being forced now to take a position on this gift that he says he has and prove himself. But cut and run he has. Let's see if we can take a few more comments and then we'll round it off. So the next commentator, this is a guy called The End. Oh yeah, let's see the people you healed of C19. Let's call a spade a damned shovel. You have never healed anyone. Those you are healing are all scripted, like the WW show we receive. Let's see the people you have healed. So of course he's just going to name some person that's been healed, or just buy some person to come in front of some camera to claim that he has been healed, and then of course he will then use that as leverage to chance a few more gullible people. It's a never-ending story, the wayo of these people. Let's just take a couple more comments and then we'll look to round it off fairly soon. So here is an anonymous coming at it from a different angle. So anonymous is the tag of this handle that we're about to read. Ashewo Apstl that was sleeping with my friend from 2016 till last year. Thank God she used him to start up a business and buy a house. Stupid man with an even stupider congregation. Continue giving him money so that he will continue helping us ladies. So of course Apstl Johnson Suleman is no stranger to female dalliances and controversies. We all remember the narrative of Stephanie Otobo, that girl in Canada that came to Nigeria to expose him and his goings on and his picadillos in there. I'm not going to get into the details of what that girl said, but it was an eye-opener, and of course this guy is exactly of that type. Let's just take a few more. This is an Omolachi. Omolachi is the name of this next commentator. I am not one of Suleman's fan, but share you see his respond. He enter well. Meanwhile, God remains the greatest physician. So I'm not quite sure. This one is looking at it from a tit for tat sort of a point of view. So forget that this Leo guy is an advocate for witches and whatnot. That's just some random nonsense. And forget that this Suleman is saying $1,000 is beneath him. that's just obfuscation. So it's trying to obfuscate and to use woolly words to cover the eyes of the not so bright of mind. But the challenge is to the gift that he says he has. I think we are all clear on that. So Leo was quite clear on that, and Suleman was clear in the understanding of that, but he has latched onto that $1,000 element and used that as his skateboard to quickly scurry away from the scene and run away and hide, as we knew he would. Let's see if there's any more engaging comment here. If not, then we'll round off. So we go to the end again. I think he's actually made a second comment, so we go to the end again. For those of you attacking Leo Igwe, I think you should all make out time to read about AFAW. You all probably think is in support of witches. AFAW is about educating Nigerians, teaching them that witches are not real and that witches and spirits are imaginary entities created by primitive minds. Simple. Google AFAW. So of course it's already clear that by the already from the understanding that this guy has a doctoral degree, is a doctor in witchcraft, so it's an academic qualification. So this is not some guy chanting with a shekere or whatever. This is a guy that is coming at it from an academic, from a studious, from a studied, from a book, from a learning perspective. So this is not some half-wit, and it is exactly because this guy has a doctorate in this thing that Suleman felt compelled to respond, because he knew that this guy had gravitas and it's not just some loud mouth. And you could already tell from the tone of this guy's press statement, his public open letter, that this is a guy of learning. So a guy of learning, of course, now challenging these people now that here's an opportunity, take it and prove yourself, and run they will and run they have. Conversations in the comment section. Apstl Johnson Suleman is on the run. Surprise, surprise. I am not surprised, are you? Come share thoughts, but before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns grey. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Then come tell me what you're making of this now. Challenge and challenge not received. Apstl Johnson Suleman and the Witches of Nigeria, no less, is an entertaining and quite engaging contention between the two. So come share thoughts about all this, and it's a philosophical position as well. So if you're looking at it from the philosophical point of view, come share thoughts about that as well with me in the comment section. But before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns grey. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Then come, let's exchange thoughts on this matter in the comment section. So I'll leave you here, carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.